I think probably for the Trump White House. Apparently the bullet wearing Katrina Pearson. You remember her? She was like a prettyish Trump spokeswoman, but she got kind of famous for wearing like bullets around her neck. That was, sort of her evening wear. Some wear Tiffany's, she wore 30-06 bullets. Yeah, that lady.
I'm sure she's been in several shootouts and several instances where she's had to defend her life using said bullets.
Well, according to the Rolling Stone article, and I'm not going to read a lot of that. Obviously, I've done a little bit of reading from that, but the Rolling Stone spoke to two organizers of the January 6th rally, and they outed a slate of Republican officials, revealed that Rep. Paul Gozer claimed ahead of the rally that some protesters would be given a blanket pardon from President Donald Trump. Let's not forget, Bannon already had been extended a pardon. Roger Stone already got a pardon from this former president. So if I were one of the organizers and they were encouraging me, and I'm hearing it from a congressman, and he's telling me, I'll get a pardon, just go plan it. Just let's make this happen. Let's turn up the heat. Well, while Republican members of Congress participated in the planning and discussions leading into the January 6th attack, top Trump aide Katrina Pearson, the bullet necklace lady, was a key liaison between the organizers of the protest against the election and the White House. Pearson worked for Trump's campaign in 16 and 20, and Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows, was also named. That guy's up to his eyeballs. The two witnesses in the Rolling Stone story claimed they told the investigators they'd be willing to testify against the Republicans, Pearson, and any others involved in what they knew about. Katrina was like our go-to girl, the organizer told the Rolling Stone. She was like our primary advocate. Well, the other name that was brought up and most prominent, the very first name named in this article at the Rolling Stone, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the Jewish space laser lady, Georgia's finest. Well, apparently she's out there fuming today, Fancy Brand, because, feels this is all very unfair.
This is different than all the other times that she's been fuming outside.
If you would like to defend Marjorie Taylor Greene, our phone number, 844-967-2789. If you'd like to pile on Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's the same number, 844-967-2789. Give us a call.
Did you ever see that video of Debbie Dingell going after her in front of the steps?
Oh, God. It
was amazing. So they were trying to sing happy birthday to someone, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is yelling at the other members of Congress.
I do recall steps. That was recent, a couple weeks ago.
You can look it up on your own time, everybody, but it's very interesting to see, normally reserved Debbie Dingell coming out and just berating Marjorie Taylor Greene for being basically what she is, and that is something that might be thrown out, let's say.
Well, Brad Reed describes her at the Raw Story, one of my favorite sources. QAnon rep Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican from Georgia on Monday. QAnon rep on Monday fumed after a Rolling Stone report linked her to the planning of the January 6th Stop the Steal rally in Washington, D.C. that preceded the Capitol riot. Now, I would point out, I didn't read all of the article for the sake of the audience, and my bad Monday reading alouding. But they did have a quote from Marjorie Taylor Greene in the Rolling Stone article where she said, I was all down for the objecting to the certification of the Joe Biden victory. But, the other stuff, that's kind of fringe. I wasn't down for that, or at least I didn't plan that aspect of it. So anyways, in an interview with the Daily Caller, that's a right-wing site, Greene railed against the Rolling Stone for not naming their sources. Even though using anonymous sources is a common practice in journalism, she would not know. She doesn't read much journalism. They're talking about their sources and quoting sources, but not giving names. So that just reminds me of the whole Russian collusion lie and the type of language that Adam Schiff uses when he's talking about sources. The whole thing is their same playbook. Make up a story, publish it, then all the other outlets rinse and repeat. Although the report claimed Greene was involved in the planning of the demonstration ahead of the riot, it did not claim that she knew or advocated for pro-Trump demonstrators planning to violently storm the Capitol building. The most explosive claim, we talked about this, revolved around Rep. Paul Gosar, who allegedly promised demonstrators that Trump was planning to give them a blanket pardon for an unrelated ongoing investigation if they continued to protest the 2020 election results. Gosar, however, similarly denied the Rolling Stone story and described it to the Daily Caller as categorically false and defamatory. Categorically, easy for me to say, even on a Monday, categorically false and defamatory. How dare you accuse me of being a seditious insurrectionist?
Okay, so let's just take this at who these people are. What has Marjorie Taylor Greene asserted that has ended up being proven true? Can anyone call us if you have any ideas? 844-967-2789. Has Marjorie Taylor Greene said anything that turned out to be, let's say, true? Because if so, she might have developed some what they call credibility. So why do these people even have any credibility whatsoever on anything they say? And they're complaining about anonymous sources, but yet these people have no credibility whatsoever. They've not established any sort of baseline of reality or credibility to go and work off of.
Well, one quick note about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think you were just referencing her. Resurfaced video shows Marjorie Taylor Greene urging fans to support the January 6th objection after a White House planning session. Almost like she's admitted prior to the riot that, there's some conspiracy going on here. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene reportedly took part in planning meetings with organizers of the Save America rally that spilled over into the January 6th insurrection. And there's even a video of her discussing similar plans after leaving a White House visit. The newly elected Georgia Republican spoke briefly on camera after walking out of the White House in December. That'd be December of last year, 2020, discussing efforts to object to the certification of Joe Biden's election win during a period which subsequent reporting has revealed Donald Trump and his allies were plotting to subvert that process. Just finished with our meeting here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection, Greene says in the video, which she tweeted out on December 21st. That was like 2 days before Bill Barr left the White House. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board. We've already got a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned. Organizers for the March for Trump and Stop the Steal rallies that preceded the U.S. Capitol riot told the Rolling Stone that they held planning sessions for the events with Greene and 5 other lawmakers, including, I know we've said these names, but I'm going to keep naming the names: Andy Biggs, Lauren Boebert, Mo Brooks, Madison Cawthorn, and Louis Gohmert.
I'd like her to walk me through very slowly how Trump won in a landslide and explain every detail. Over and over and over again, I'm going to ask this because she's so credible, it would be very easy for her to explain, I would say.